Hold on. I guess I do want to tell you a story really quickly. You're gonna like this story. You're gonna like this story.
Right.
I just want you to hear the story before we move forward. And I'm sure you'll like when I tell you you'll love this story. You're gonna love it. It's one of the best stories that exist. You see this guy right here?
Yeah.
You know who he is?
That looks like the capital. I mean,
Yeah.
no, I guess not.
Yeah. So how old do you think he is before I tell you the story? How old do you think he is?
I'd say earliest probably 40s. 40s or better.
Yeah, bro is 5 years younger than me.
How old are you?
5 years younger than me. I'm in my 40s. He's in his
Oh,
30s.
shit.
He's 37 in this picture.
I'm 42.
37,
He's younger
bro.
than me too.
37. So look, here, check this out.
Damn.
So one morning, right? He gets up in the morning, and he's like, "Hey, babe, I'm headed out." And his wife was like, "Hey, here, take this water with you." He's like, "I don't need no fucking water." I'm just gonna stop by 7-Eleven. So he stops at 7-Eleven. He gets himself a black coffee, and he puts some soy milk in it, but don't tell anybody, right? And then, you know what I'm saying? He gets him a Monster Energy drink, and then he gets some Slim Jims, a bag of Funyuns, and then some chewing tobacco, right? Some Skoal. And then this motherfucker goes and storms the Capitol. Like a crazy person. And now he's doing 17 years in the Bing and is not going to be able to see his daughter grow up. Ain't that some shit? Anywho. The moral to this story is drink water, bro, because you don't want to look like an old ass bigot. That's all I'm saying. But anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, I reckon that's pretty good advice.
Yep, definitely.
No, I do got a good question. Has Kamala, or how do you say it? 'Cause
Kamala.
There's been like
Kamala.
All right.
Yeah.
Kamala. Has she introduced any new policies that are different from Biden's policies?
Mm-hmm.
The Lift Act. Are you
Yeah.
familiar with the Lift Act?
Hold on 1 second,
shed
y'all.
some light.
Go ahead, Jess. 1 second. I'll be right back.
Okay. So Lift Act, basically a policy that is for the purpose of lifting working class American citizens out of low income situations. So it focuses on FMLA, so incentivizing, family. Focuses on tax credits for families, single and married. Focuses on universal pre-K, so giving not only children an opportunity to have a leg up in the education system so that they enter public school with some, things on their, some social skills as well as some educational skills that they might have missed out at home. Also allow nowhere near what people need to be making hourly to sustain a home, a family, any of the above, the things that Republicans claim to care about. She wants to expand Medicare and Medicaid. Making sure that we are feeding our children in our school system, so breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So really, the whole purpose of it is just to make sure that our working class Americans who have really been handed a shit deal over the last several years because of things like COVID, shitty policy like deregulation that made the housing industry very difficult for people to navigate, tax cuts for the richest of the richest, creating a large deficit and literally them reinvesting apparently Bitcoin. I don't know. Anyways, she's got a lot of good policies, and she was also the catalyst in all the policy Biden passed. She was the deciding vote in the Senate for every piece of legislation that passed the last 3.5 years. A bunch of shit. She even did shit when she was a prosecutor, DA, and attorney general for minority and marginalized groups like Back on Track. And yeah, so I'm pretty impressed with her resume and her plans for the future.
All right, so couple questions.
I just want to point
ahead.
something. I just want to point something out because people keep, you know what I'm saying, like saying it in the comments about raising the minimum wage. The states that have the highest minimum wage also have the lowest inflation.
Correct. And somehow they're also able to feed their children breakfast and lunch in their public schools, like Massachusetts. They're also, and California, they're also able to offer universal health care.
Yeah,
so you can get preventative care across the board.
Yeah.
So those are some pretty impressive
California.
things that they're accomplishing with a low inflation rate.
It's crazy.
It is crazy.
It's crazy how that works. Anyways, go ahead, Edward.
So a couple questions with the Lift Act.
Mm-hmm.
So I am working class American, and I'm not particularly opposed to anything that you just mentioned.
Okay.
One of the big things would be, where are we finding the money in the budget to pay for that? One. There was another thing that you touched on too, with Kamala being the deciding vote in the Senate. how would that affect how legislation gets passed? I mean, for democratic politics, it's just one thing that I was thinking of.
Well, when she wins, whoever her VP will now be the new deciding vote in the Senate, bearing we maintain the majority. So that doesn't really change as long as the Senate doesn't change after the election. And then in regards to your question about the monies, well, she has a tax plan that will increase taxes on the highest earners. So we will see people paying their fair share. It's a shame that corporations, CEOs, et cetera, are making record profits. In fact, Walmart is set to make 7.6% more profit than they did last year currently. Formative on the economy. But with that being said, they are making record profits and they're getting 60% subsidies from the state government because 60% of their employees are on SNAP, TANF, housing aid, EBT, healthcare through Medicaid. So they're literally getting subsidies because they refuse to pay their employees livable wages or give them hours that require them to give healthcare. So why are we giving subsidies to billionaire corporations that are making record profits at the demise of literal human beings that still have to get benefits while working what they deem a full-time job?
So I stand politically on the conservative side, but if there's anything that we can agree on, can we agree that it is totally wrong and messed up for our government to step in and bail out all these private corporations and stuff?
I do agree with that. That's one of my major. That's one of my major. That's one of my major issues, specifically with the Obama administration. I don't think that they should have bailed out the banks. I think that they should let them motherfuckers fail. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me personally.
Trump and PPP loans.
Yeah, and Trump and PPP loans. You know what I'm saying? That those corporations didn't pay back, and a lot of them stayed open and laid people off anyway, and didn't hire them back. They just pretended that they had job openings, held the job openings, like the listings open, so that they could prove that they were looking to replace those jobs, and then never did it. So, I mean, these corporations completely took advantage of the system. Not only that, Trump gave them tax breaks, right, which created tons of national debt, like added to our national deficit. And then those corporations, then those corporations that are getting these tax breaks, right, they don't pay their employees a livable wage. They don't hire them full time. They don't give them health benefits. And so us working class Americans like you and myself, right, have to subsidize those employees by making sure that they have housing, health care, and food through welfare programs. Meanwhile, they're price gouging us. Can't hear you. Can't hear you. Can't hear you. Breaking up.
Yeah, I am. I'm on the. Can you hear me now?
I can.
Yo. There you go. All right. Yeah. So I am on the right side, and there's probably not a lot that but I do think that's a big one for me. It's just how does the little guy ever supposed to get ahead if the little guy is paying tax dollars so that the big guy can win?
Your party.
Yeah, but your party is doing this to you, bro.
I don't think so. I think that's. Well, I think that's can we say that that's bipartisan?
No,
there was not a single Democrat that voted for the tax cuts and jobs plan under Trump. The only reason he got it passed is because he had the majority in both the House and Senate. Not one Democrat casted a yay vote for that. To give corporations
I think Manchin might have.
I don't think so. According to him, it was fully partisan.
Oh, okay.
Are you talking specifically on like the COVID relief stuff that they
No,
passed?
talking about the 2017 tax cuts, 2017 Jobs Act. I'm gonna look it up right now.
Yeah, that's
what's wrong with those?
It was terrible.
It only benefited 30% of Americans. The majority of those Americans were our top 3%. So an average citizen would get anywhere from $0 to upwards of maybe $2,000 in saving, depending on where they land in that.
Until they filed their taxes. And then because he got rid of most of the itemized deductions, and then he raised the standard deductions. However, he lowered the amount that's actually payable back to the individual. And so when you lower the amount that's actually payable back to the individual, most people didn't get any money back. And some people had to pay taxes, had to pay at the end of the year for the first time in their lives.
I lost money under his tax plan, and I made poverty wages. I still got a refund, but my refund was decreased by $200.
Are y'all really a big fan of our current tax system? Just curious.
It's Trump's.
It's Trump's.
No.
We're still under Trump's tax plan until 2025. The House Republicans refuse to even listen to a tax plan.
I don't, just me personally, I don't like the way that income taxes as a whole are set up.
Dude, it's Trump's plan. Corporations and CEOs.
Yeah, not a single
loopholes.
Not a single Democrat voted for it.
I told you.
Not one.
Yeah, it was fully partisan. So every single.
Well, I mean, like, I'm talking like the beginning of income tax as a whole, like way
Dude,
back. Like
do you like driving on roads? Wait, do you like driving on roads? Do you like driving on roads? Do you like having a post office? Do you like having a fire station if your house is burning down to the ground? Like that is it. We need those monies. Like taxes are necessary.
Hold on. I agree.
Are you
I agree
a libertarian?
but I don't think a progressive tax system in the air.
I can't hear you. You're breaking up.
I would say so. Like, I definitely vote Republican. I don't ever waste.
But I don't know why. They're the most fiscally irresponsible people in our U.S. history.
Libertarian or a third party.
Yeah, but you said
Republicans hurt our economy.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Well, friend, according to you, I don't know what it is you're voting for. Yeah, he's got that MAGA Wi-Fi, unfortunately. But yeah, I don't know what it is that you're voting for. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, what makes you a Republican? What makes you a conservative? Like, what policies are you voting for?
What really do?
Bro, you got the red bars of death. You're gonna have to come back when you got better Wi-Fi. You're gonna have to come back when you got better Wi-Fi. Hey, John, what's going on, buddy? How are you? Have you had some water and said something kind about yourself?
Say that one more time. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. Have you had some water and said something kind about yourself?
Yeah, I tried to anyway.
Well, that's good. That's good. What did you want to add to the conversation?
So I kind of, like, before he kind of left, when it comes with the that tax cut too, that was not like a standard piece of legislation. That was actually a budgetary process that's rarely used. It can only be used like once a year, I believe it is, where they can adjust the budget. So that's why they were able to get it passed when the GOP did not have the 60 requisite votes in the Senate. And I think a lot of people kind of need to be aware of how exactly that kind of worked, because a lot of people just seem to be missing the point on that. So that's like kind of the main thing I wanted to say, because when he came up, that's what the main thing you guys were talking about. So
okay,
are you voting for Harris? I got kind of confused.
Oh yeah, no, I'm
okay.
I'm voting for Harris because I believe the direction that the Biden administration set us on is the right path for this particular country. I think if we go back to like the Trump administration, it was chaos. Like it was like waking up and it was like, okay, what's going on today, as opposed to if Biden, which a lot of people kind of said he was going to be a very boring presidency. You're supposed to be a boring presidency.
We like boring.
I mean, that's not a bad thing. I just wish that the Biden team did a lot more to communicate with the American people, with the accomplishment that Vice President Harris has had since she's been the VP. I wish it did more to fight the notion that she was the border czar when she wasn't. She was tasked.
That was a name given to her by House Republicans. Like,
yes, the House Republicans gave her that. Exactly.
Yeah. That was a document that they wrote, and then because it says housecommittee.gov, people are like, that's her official name. I'm like, no, that's just what stupid House Republicans called her.
Yeah, and what they don't realize is, the amount of immigration is lower than it was under Trump. Her work in the Latin America countries have definitely helped solidify those countries, so where people don't want to flee those countries, but the numbers are kind of skewed because of Venezuela just being Venezuela for the past 13 plus years. So I just wish they kind of did more to really, that is the one thing I wish they kind of did more, was really show the accomplishments and really publish those accomplishments, and they just haven't.
In their defense, though, you're talking about a group of people that solely watch Fox News, OAN, and Newsmax, or listen to right-wing political pundits on things like Twitter and Facebook.
Right.
So even if that information is being blasted on, say, MSNBC, CNN, even social media, it is completely dismissed by these people because they have been basically tricked into believing headlines and talking points and not actually base anything in reality. So,
Right.
while
That
I
is
agree
very-
Dems could step up their messaging, when we're talking about Republicans, the base, it doesn't matter.
That might be true. I like to try and think more positively, but no, I can definitely
Sorry, I'm a
understand.
realist.
No, you're fine. It's good to be a realist. I'm a realist a lot of times, and sometimes I'm very naive, I guess, in that type of thinking.
You're young
One
and
of the
have
things
hope,
that-
and I appreciate it. It's cool.
I'm trusting. I'm not that young.
You sound young.
Okay, that's fair. I'll take that. But no, recently it's because it's funny because I recently took in a 16-year-old due to a really horrible family situation that she was in, and they were very much hardline Trumpers. And it was very interesting because she's been living with us for.
Thank you, Hezzy. Thank you for the $10 Cash App. I appreciate you. There's 1,400 people in here. Only $310 left in our daily goal. This allows us to continue to host these platforms and also do the good works that we do in the community. All your support is appreciated. You can find all of my pay links in my bio: Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, and the tip jar. Hey, John, I appreciate you, friend. Thank you for coming up. You're welcome back anytime. If I have any Trump supporters in the comments that would like to have a conversation, please send a request. You guys know how it goes. I said I'll pay you $1 for every minute you can stay in the box without running or saying any slurs. I don't care what slurs you say to me. Just don't say them about anybody else. Thank you, Okie. I appreciate you. So Trumpers, go ahead and shoot me a request. I'd be more than happy to let you up. If you're not a Trumper, please don't send a request. Please remove yourself from the box if you don't plan on supporting Donald Trump. Yeah, I don't. Marina, thank you so much. Marina, thank you so much for the $10 Cash App. I appreciate your support. You are amazing. W. Marina. Thank you, Jen. Thank you for the 8-month subscription. I appreciate you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just about to drop down because I am not a Trump supporter.
Okay, no problem, Frank.
But there is something I would like to mention is that I'm voting for Harris, and I would like to give a quick Hispanic perspective. You know, I seen the other guy that had come up, and you know, one of the reasons that I vote Democrat is a lot is on history, the historics of our country.
Mm-hmm.
Now, also, my grandparents, my parents, my dad, you know, were treated before in the past. And you know, when I look at Trump and the rhetoric that they spew and the laws that they're passing, it's like they're trying to send us back to those days.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
you know, and I don't understand a lot of Hispanics that come up on here voting for Trump. Because I know that this guy was talking about that he was from Chicago. You know, many of those Hispanics that are up there came from the Southwest.
Mm-hmm.
Many of those Mexican Americans that are in Chicago now came from the Southwest. You know, California, Arizona, New Mexico, or Texas. I have family that are still up there, and they were up there because of the migrant work that was going on at the time. You know, and you know, to me, he was disingenuous because he doesn't really care.
Thank
about
you,
what's
Jerry.
going on.
Thank you.
He didn't really care about what was going on in Chicago.
Absolutely not. Chicago is just something that they like to use because it has the largest demographic of black people in America. That's the only reason people talk about Chicago all the time.
And I'm in Texas, and Texas is pretty bad when you want to talk about pew-pew violence.
Well, yeah, of course. Yeah, it definitely is. Not only that, like y'all can't keep your energy grid up. I mean, there's so much going wrong. It doesn't even make any sense.
Yep. And compared to Illinois, Texas, pew violence is far higher.
LJ, thank you so much. Thank you so much, LJ.
But anyhow, I'm sorry. I'm not like I said.
You're
I
fine.
am by far. I am anti-Trump.
I hear you, bro.
Vote on a historical perspective, because I see what Trump is doing, and I wish many of the Hispanics, many of the people within my
Listen,
community.
I don't know if you know this or not, right? I don't know if you know this, but quite literally in 2022 in the midterm elections, it was Hispanics. It was the Hispanic and Latin community that swung the election so that the Democrats could retake the Senate.
Right.
So yeah,
Right.
so I know have hope. There's plenty of Latin people out there who are on the right side of history.
No, there is, but it just seems shameful and hurtful to me, because I think about my grandparents and what they went through in Texas, my great grandparents, what they went through in Texas, back then when there used to be the sundown towns and the signs that used to be posted, no Mexicans, no blacks, and no dogs.
Yeah.
And a lot of these people who are voting for Trump, they either don't know this, or they put it to the side, or they
don't care. They're protecting something else. They're protecting patriarchy and white supremacy, friend. But I as much as I love to have you up, I'm gonna move on to the next guest.
Thank you, bro.
All right, you have a good one, friend. Thank you for coming on. Take 10. What's going on, man? Have you had some water? Said some kind about yourself?
I had some garlic and honey, but no water yet.
Garlic and honey. That's interesting.
That is
It's a remedy. It's a remedy to just heal the body.
Oh, okay. I know anything about that.
Quick question. So I was hearing on X that they were talking about stealing the election if they were to lose the Republicans. So I mean, what can the Democrats do to protect us from having to go through all that?
I don't know how you can steal an election. I mean, I also don't use X as a news source. Are you voting for Trump?
No.
Okay.
That was my only question.
All right, thanks. Yeah, I don't know, to be honest with you. I don't know.
We have to be more worried about voter integrity and then and just make sure that our lawyers like Mark Elias is staying on top of the shit they're trying to play in the court system. That's it.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that. I don't know how they think that they'll be able to steal an election. And
Did you see what's happening in Georgia, though? Did you see what's going on with Raffensperger?
Wait, he's telling people not to vote, essentially?
No, he made a website where you can remove yourself from the voter registration with nothing more than a first initial, last name, date of birth, county, and last four of your social or your address.
What?
Yes.
That can't be
5
legal.
to 7, right? It's easier to get off the voter registration now in Georgia than it is to get on it. Also worth noting, you have a 29-day grace period that you have to register to vote prior to the election. So if people get pulled off of this by some fuck shit within that 29-day period, they will not be able to vote
if somebody else knows
Yes.
your information, a family member who's a
Yes.
Republican, or somebody
Yep.
in your neighborhood, they can just
Yep.
remove you from the voter rolls.
Yes.
That can't be legal.
And you will not find out until you get a letter in the mail.
That can't be legal.
Well, right now it is legal.
Hey,
I made a
people
video
need to be
about it.
people need to be checking their voter registration every day,
Every day.
every single day. Where are our Trump supporters at? Did all of y'all run away? Like, what's going on?
I get it. I'm scary. No, I'm just kidding.
They only need a partial Social Security number.
Correct. Last 4 digits.
That is insanity. Hey guys, let's
Supposedly
tap the
also
screen.
driver's
Let's
license
share it
number.
out. Let's try. I mean, like yesterday and earlier this morning, we had like 60 people in the request waiting. You guys are sad. That's a Democratic idea. What?
Brad Raffensperger is the one that initiated it. Secretary of State, Republican Brad Raffensperger. What are you talking about?
Your neighbor won't have your Social Security number. She said, or address. I guess you weren't listening.
or driver's license number, where I mean, literally a friend could grab your driver's license. I mean, how the amount of information that's available, say on things like the dark web. What if somebody works in a medical resource and they're a heavy Trumper and they're like, I'm gonna fuck some shit up and have access to, like, you don't understand the level of things that could go horribly wrong with an initiative like this online.
Yeah, they would. They'll go out of their way. They'll go out of their way to do anything, and we've seen this over the years. We saw it with Bush versus. We saw this with Bush versus. Shit. What was Clinton's vice president's name? Gore. We saw this in Bush versus Gore, and then we saw this in 2016.
Yep. I mean, 2016, what did they do in Georgia? They removed a shit ton of people off the voter rolls without their knowledge. And we saw, and they couldn't get on, they couldn't register to vote.
And we saw DeSantis do it in Florida, removed 500,000 Democrats from the voter rolls arbitrarily.
I had a man in Virginia under Youngkin because he took us out of Eric, and then had like a total debacle of like all the registrations. And there was a guy that went to vote in early voting, got in there and said, sorry, you've been removed because of a felony charge. He's never been to jail. He had the same name as a felon, an ex-felon.
That's crazy. Amanda,
and had to re-register. Yeah.
Amanda, good morning. Have you had some water and said something kind about yourself?
Good morning. I'm actually drinking some blue Powerade, but I haven't said anything kind yet, but now I will. I know you want just Trump supporters, and I voted for Trump, but I'm flipping, and pardon?
Why did you vote for Trump?
I thought the economy would do better under Trump, and this was before the insurrection. Well, based on really fear-mongering. All the adults, around me when growing up, everyone voted red, so really kind of conditioning. Mm-hmm. So I just kind of always voted for the Republicans, but they have become so extreme that I'm flipping.
Thank you, Jonathan.
It will be the first time that I'm voting blue. And I mean, with the insurrection that happened, and then with Trump's SA and him being a felon, I didn't even know the interview with Howard Stern until recently. And that was shocking. Women's rights, all of that. Like, I just couldn't, I just can't. And then the JD Vance, him saying he wants to get rid of no fault divorce. In fact, going a step further and saying that women should be stuck in violent marriages is absolutely wild. And I'm not the only one. My husband voted red, and he will be voting blue for the first time, and several of my friends. So I'm just wanted you guys to know that there are a lot of us that are seeing what is happening, and we're not going to do it.
I appreciate you.
I love that.
I appreciate you.
Learning and growing and voting better. Thank you so much.
Hey,
Amanda.
y'all have a good one.
Thank you.
You too.
Aiden, what's going on? How are you? Have you had some water and said something kind about yourself?
Aiden, you got to unmute.
Aiden, you there?
Oh, okay.
What's going on? Yeah, we can hear you. What's going on, buddy?
Oh, hey, nah. Look, I'm watching you guys online and stuff. Anyway,
did you mean to join?
What you call it? I voted for. I'm still like what you call it? Biden. I'm a Biden guy. Yeah.
So Biden's not running anymore.
To be a president.
Yeah, Biden's not running anymore though.
Yeah, I know. I'm now voting for Kamala now.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I.
Cool. All right. Thank you.
All
right. Rizzler, good morning. How are you? Have you had some water and said something kind about yourself?
Yeah, have you?
Absolutely. Got to stay hydrated. You don't stay young by starving yourself with water. That's for sure.
Facts.
So what's up? You know what? I'm assuming I know what your name means. I'm also going to make another assumption. But I'm going to keep the second assumption to myself. And,
my name?
Yeah.
Do you want I'll give you my real name.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. It's up to you.
Joseph?
All right, Joseph. I'm going to call you Steve, though.
All right.
Cool. So what's up? What you got?
I just don't think Trump's a divider at all.
That's
Based
interesting.
Based on the last 2 months.
Have you listened to any of his rallies? He literally demonizes every single person on the left, every voter, every politician, every person that he literally is shitting on Jewish people if they're voting for Harris.
Sure did.
Saying they should be ashamed of themselves. That was the most recent interview he did on Fox News.
Even though Harris's
where he also,
husband is literally Jewish.
Yes. In that same interview, he refused to denounce the fact that he told Christians they never have to vote again.
That's not what he
He
said.
could not get answer it. It was wild.
That's not what he said, but okay.
It is. I'll play it here.
Yeah,
That's fine.
it
With
is.
no reason to argue.
You want to hear it?
Yeah, I'll
He
just play
said this
it.
is the last time you're gonna have to vote for me. I don't know why you spin it.
That's
every
not what he
time.
said.
That's not what he said.
So let's play
Same
it.
thing with the dictatorship. You spin everything.
You won't have to do it anymore. 4 more years, you know what? It'll be fixed. It'll be fine. You won't have to vote anymore, my beautiful Christians. I love you, Christians. I'm a Christian. I love you. Get out. You got to get out and vote. In 4 years, you don't have to vote again. We'll have it fixed so good you're not going to have to vote.
In 4 more years, we'll have it fixed. You're not going to have to vote.
What were you saying again, Steve?
You won't have to vote for Trump anymore.
No,
Nope.
that's not
He
what
never said that.
That's
Stop
exactly
adding
what he
stuff.
said.
Stop adding stuff to what he said. That's so ridiculous. That's the same way y'all do with the Bible. I'll give somebody a Bible verse and they were like, "Oh," and then they'll add a whole bunch of words to it that
What are you
aren't
talking
actually
about
in the
What are you talking about the
the
Bible for?
Why not? I can talk about the Bible.
No one brought that up, dude.
I did. It's my platform. I brought it up.
I won't
Oh,
speak
okay.
on it.
Gotcha. So somebody did bring it up.
No one brought that up.
Yeah, no, somebody did bring it up. I am someone, right? I'm someone. I brought it up.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
Steve, can you
It's
explain
just
why when
a
he did
random-
this interview yesterday with
My name's not
hey,
Steve.
can you
Steve.
it is today. When he did that random interview with
I won't-
Fox News yesterday, and she specifically questioned him about his rhetoric at the conservative or the Christian
I didn't watch
evangelical
the
speech.
interview.
Okay, I'm telling you about it. She specifically asked about that language, and he said, no, they don't need to vote. He doubled down, dude. He further confirmed that, well, Christians, they don't really vote, so I'm going to make sure they don't need to vote again. I'm going to set it. That's what he said in the interview.
I can't believe you really think you guys are so
Oh
lost.
my God. How many times does someone have to tell you they want to be a dictator before you go,
Right.
oh shit, maybe it's true?
Right.
If Trump wins, do you think this is the last election?
Probably.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Probably.
Yep.
You-
I mean,
you
he's
guys
gonna
are
have
so
he's gonna
lost.
have full presidential immunity. Why should I believe otherwise?
You guys are so lost when your party calls other
Can
people
he?
Hitler.
Hey, Steve.
Trump's the Antichrist, right?
I don't
mean,
know. I don't believe in Christ, so I definitely don't
I don't
believe
believe in a
in
biblical
Antichrist.
God.
Divider.
Yeah, I don't
You're
believe in
the
Sky
great
I don't believe in a
divider.
biblical
You don't
God,
know.
so I don't.
Hey,
What?
We
What are
all
you
know.
yelling?
I don't. Who knows? I think
We all know the Liberal Party is the great divider. We all know that.
How?
They play
How?
the race
What do we do
card.
that's
You call
divisive?
each other.
What is the race card? You know what I'm saying? Like, for people who say they don't like identity politics, like, quite literally all they talk about is
Yeah, you
identity
play it all the
politics.
time.
Like, literally Trump said, do you want to vote for the white guy or the black person? He brings up race constantly. Look at all the things I did for the blacks. There's my black right there, literally pointing at a black person in the crowd. Y'all talk about people's gender, their sexuality, their genitalia, who they're sleeping with. Like, literally all you guys, if they're an immigrant or not, all you guys talk about is people's identities. That's it. Ever. Black jobs. What the fuck is a black job? I think I know. I think it's the NBA. But very soon, a black job is going to be president of the United States.
Facts.
Y'all don't have any policies. It's all based on people's identities or the identities of people you don't like.
Yeah, the person with the lowest approval rating ever is going to become president. You moron.
Did you see the 190,000 white dudes on the call last night with major numbers that raised
$4
$4.2
million plus over $4 million raised?
Yes. Yeah, 4.2
Dude,
million. Did you see the 160? Wait. Did you see the 167?
So then go celebrate.
Yeah.
Then go celebrate.
So did you see the 167,000 white women that joined a Zoom on Friday night and raised 8.5 million?
Yeah.
Did you see the
I think guys hate white
21,000,
women.
21 million? What?
I thought you hate white women.
I am a white woman. You.
And you hate
Oh my
yourself,
God.
right? Because you're white.
No, I don't
right?
hate
What?
myself.
Yeah,
I
you
love
do.
myself. I'm
No,
hot as fuck.
you hate yourself.
I love myself.
We all know you hate yourself.
I second that.
No.
Who hates white people?
Yeah,
We don't hate
she
white.
hates
I'm
white
a
people.
white person, dude. I don't hate myself. My
You're-
children are white.
Check your
What are
white
you talking
privilege.
about?
Check your privilege before you speak.
Okay,
Well, I
anyways,
mean, you're speaking.
boring.
Okay,
Hey,
yeah.
Hoovy, what's going on, man? Have you had some water, said something kind about yourself? Hoovy, you
You're gonna
there?
hurt yourself.
Yeah, I'm
Oh, sorry. I was trying to send you an invite to unmute. I apologize. You can unmute yourself.
What's that?
I said, good morning. Have you had some water and said something kind about yourself?
You're breaking up.
No,
What's
I'm
going
not
on
breaking
here?
up. You're breaking up. I sound fine.
No, you're breaking up a little bit.
I'm not.
Okay,
I hear
so
him perfectly.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Sure. It's because y'all got that MAGA Wi-Fi, man.
I'm not MAGA.
I was
Not
talking to
MAGA at
Rizzler.
all.
Okay. I was talking to Rizzler. Anyways, what's up, buddy? What do you need? What do you want to talk about?
No, I was just. You invited me on, so I jumped on.
I personally didn't invite you on. What did you say in the comments?
I didn't say anything in the comments.
Oh, okay. So you plan on voting for Kamala Harris?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay. What's wrong with Kamala Harris?
It just saying she's not my type of person to vote for.
Oh, because she's a black woman? I dig it.
No, because she
No,
sucks
she's
dick
a
for a living.
Jamaican
That's all.
Asian
What
woman.
the F does
Not
that
black.
mean?
I know. There you go. Hey, listen. I thought we weren't talking about people's identities or, you know what I'm saying, like what they do in the bed or nothing like that. That's weird. That's weird.
I just had to correct you because she said she was black. So
She
I'm
is black.
correcting you.
She's black.
She's multiracial, sir.
Jamaican
She's black.
Asian. Okay, so what would happen if you called a Jamaican person black?
They are.
I'd be correct in most cases.
Yeah.
I doubt it. Oh, I doubt it.
Most Jamaican.
Hey, yo, where my Jamaican folks at in the
Are
chat?
black race.
Raise your
Are the
hand.
black
Raise your hand.
race.
I'll let
What
you
are
up
you
right
talking
now.
No.
Raise your hand right now. Where are my Jamaican folks in the chat? Where's Kim at? Kim, where you at?
Jamaicans are not African Americans.
You don't
that-
have to be African American to be black.
They're
Are
not.
you dumb?
They're not African American.
Holy
Kamala's
shit.
not black, dude. She's Indian. She even said
She's
herself.
both. Her mother is
Yeah,
Indian.
that's right. You're right. She's
She even
Indian.
said herself. She
is
became the
Indonesian.
first Indian. She became the first
That was
Indian
factual.
senator.
That's
That-
factual.
Yep.
That's
Now-
factual.
Yeah.
She's
Barack
Indian
Obama
and she's
was black.
black.
No, she's not
Okay.
black.
Oh, this is painful, y'all. Wait, is Indian? Hold on. Is Indian a race?
That's not even how you do last.
It sure
Indian
is.
a
it.
race? Y'all, is
That's
Indian
not
a
how you do-
race?
That's not how you work on your
Steve,
last.
Hoovy, is Indian a race? Stay with me,
It
folks.
is.
Stay with me. India's not.
Oh, there we go. Hey, Wesley, Jesus Christ, thank God.
So now,
Oh.
now we can call Asian people black too because it's a race? Is that what you're saying?
What
Come on.
Oh my
is
God.
he
Oh my
talking about?
God. Oh my
Give me a fucking
God.
break.
Hey, listen, why are y'all so uneducated?
Those are
She's not
nationalities,
black.
bro.
I don't know I don't know
It's-
why you
it's
keep saying
fact.
she's black.
Do you know what ethnicity means?
She became the first Indian
wait,
senator.
Okay, both of you can't be stupid at the same
First
time. One
Indian senator.
of you mute up. Do you know what ethnicity means?
No, I
Do
know that
you?
she's not black. That's what I know.
Great. Have you ever checked a box where it
Yo,
says
imagine
race?
white. Hold on, Jess. Imagine two mediocre ass white men, Steve and Steve Jr., telling black people who black people are.
She's not
Right.
black.
Like you don't get to tell
Why do
black people who's black and who's not.
Why do you keep saying she's black?
Okay. Hey,
don't
Wesley,
understand
where are you from?
I'm from New York.
Okay, where's your family from?
My family migrated here in the 70s
Mhm.
from Haiti.
Okay. Are Haitians black?
Yes.
Okay,
they're
what
black.
about Jamaicans? Are they black?
Yes.
What
they're
about
black.
Bajans?
Okay, black too.
Yeah, what about people from like, I don't know, the Bahamas? What about them?
Oh, black.
Oh,
What
okay,
about people
gotcha.
From India, are
What
they
about
black?
what about Trinidad?
Yeah, you could say that too. Black.
Are Indians?
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so
So-
it's weird.
so-
Anyways, that's the only thing I brought you
Yeah,
up for,
are
Wesley. I just
Indians black?
wanted to get some clarification. I
Indians
don't want
aren't
them to
black,
cry about
dude.
too many people being up here, but I'll bring y'all back up later.
Are
Okay, not a
Indians
problem.
black?
Huh?
Yeah, he can't answer the question.
Indian
Black.
or ethnicity.
Okay,
Jesus
black
Christ.
is an
Black.
ethnicity. I mean,
Nope.
Indian is an ethnicity. So here, guys, let me just give you guys a quick, educational lesson right here.
No, I don't
Black
need a lesson.
is a phenotypical trait. Black, like I have a parent that is Italian from Italy, and then I have a parent that is black, right? But me personally, I'm only one of those things. I'm not two things. I'm one thing, and it's based on my phenotypical traits.
No,
I am
that's not true.
phenotypically black. That's it. That's all. Nothing else. I am literally nothing else.
You're
right?
not black.
And so
I'm
like,
Puerto Rican and I'm white.
right.
Not
And so
black.
it's based on my phenotypical traits. So like if you were to look at like the way that my nose is shaped or the way that my, you know what I'm saying, the type of hair that I
not
have,
black.
my skin color, you know,
You're
a
not
combination
black,
of
dude.
all of those things is what
not
determines
black.
whether
Stop.
what a person's race is. You got it? Does everybody
Stop
understand
using-
that? Gotcha. Okay.
Why are you using your black privilege right now?
What are you what is black privilege? What does that look like?
Yeah, you stop using it.
I don't know what that is. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you just
She's
check
not
your
black.
black privilege.
She's
Okay.
definitely not black.
I'm
He's
not black?
No, you're not.
Okay.
No, Kamala's not black.
Kamala?
Yeah,
I don't
Kamala's
care
not black.
how you say her name.
Hey,
Hey,
listen,
Hoovie.
Hoovie, tell me,
racist. You can't.
yeah, hey, Hoovie, tell me a little bit
I
about
can do
yourself,
whatever
buddy.
I want.
Hold on, yeah, that you absolutely can. Hoovie, tell me a little bit about yourself.
What do you want to know?
Like, where are you from? How'd you grow up?
Sucks dick
I'm
for a
from the
living. That's what
Northeast.
she
I
does.
don't
She
give a
sucks-
fuck.
She sucks dick all the way to the White House.
So did your mom. Like, literally, how you think you got here, bro?
Jesus.
Like, literally. Like, you wouldn't be here without that, you know what I'm saying, that Twizzler Wizard 3000.
The fact that he thinks he has charisma is wild to me. He has the charisma of a garbage can.
That's what I said. Remember I told you I had another, assumption? The other assumption was that he didn't have any actual Riz. Hey, listen, man, there's so many people. I'm going to let up JD real quick because that's my homie. That's my guy. What's up, JB?
Dude, that was rough.
For who?
Just in like for them, not for you.
JB.
Just for them.
You know I
That was
love you,
rough.
right? You do know I love you, right?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, those are your folks, bro. You need to gather your peoples.
Listen, I what I wanted to come up and ask him was because like I'm 3/4 Irish and 1/4 French. Does that make me not French because I'm only a quarter French? No, I have a little bit of French in me, right? It's like, and I'm willing to bet dime to dollar that these people never even left the United States of America.
Oh, absolutely.
They've
Absolutely.
never stepped foot outside of their tiny little one-horse town state kind of thing, right? It's like travel for a minute and you'll see, oh, other countries exist, other types of people exist. It's rough. Anyways,
I just want to say I love you. I am not a Trump supporter. Fuck Trump.
I know.
love you guys.
I
You're
let
awesome.
you up. I let you up to let you talk for a second.
Oh shit! Oh my gosh! Hello everybody. Trump sucks, and and what the fuck were they even saying? Like, what the? Go read a fucking book. Anyways, love you guys. Stay true.
Bye.
Oh shit! I'm gay.
Yes, I did.
I got you.
that's awesome.
Anyways, hey, listen, if you're a Trump supporter and you want to have a conversation and you're not intellectually inept like the last couple of people that we have had up, come on up, have a conversation. I will be as kind and respectful to you as you are to me. I assure you. Also, in addition to that, I'll pay you $1 for every minute that you could stay in the box, provided that you don't say, use any slurs. I don't care if you use slurs against me. Just don't use them against other people, like other protected groups. Like me, it doesn't bother me. It just makes y'all sound ridiculous and look weak. But I'm just not going to harm other people because it doesn't bother me. If you dig me. Hey, thank you guys so much for all the gifts. I appreciate you. Joey, thank you for sending that paper crane.
Appreciate it, guys.
All right, man. Have a good one, JB.
Just real quick, can I say
Yeah, go
something
ahead.
real
Yeah,
quick?
absolutely.
You notice how they don't seemingly have an issue of her growing up and spending a large chunk of her life in Canada? Like, they always have an issue because she's not black or she's not Asian or not this or that, based off of her parents' birth location. But she spent a large chunk of her life and a big chunk of her education in Canada, and they don't seemingly have an issue with that. But it's just, yeah. Anyways, that's it. That's all I had. Take care, guys. See ya.
Trap Miz, what's up? You had some water and said something kind about yourself?
Yes, sir. Good morning, Mr. Jones. Good
What's
morning,
up?
Chat.
Are you a Trump supporter?
I'm not a Trump supporter. Lately, I've been leaning more towards Trump. I can't lie.
Based on
just the political theater that I've just been watching, over the last couple of I'll say 8 years. I won't even say 4 years.
Hold on. So you enjoy the political theater is what you're telling me?
No. No, of course not. What I say, I've been observing the political theater is what I would say.
So when I think political theater, right, I think of sophistry. You know what I'm saying? I think of being boisterous and loud, whether it is that you're being honest or not, right? And so when I'm thinking like political theater, the only person that comes to mind. So I'm confused. I'm confused as to what it is you're trying to tell me.
Okay. Well, what I will say is that sometimes I do feel a personal disrespect when it comes to Kamala, excuse me.
How so?
It's the ability to be able to discard blackness when it is.
When did she ever discard her blackness? It literally happened never.
Well, I won't say she discarded, but she could.
She literally is a member. She went to a HBCU and is a member of the Divine Nine. She is in a black sorority. She has never, for a second, discarded her blackness. Ever. Like, stop letting white people tell you how to feel about black people and blackness. It's crazy.
No. Can a white man tell me how to, like, when
clearly they can?
No, brother. No. Like, when those white men, they are not allowed. They can't tell someone who's black and who's not black. That's not their place. That's not the discussion for them to have. So here of course, here in America, we created blackness. There was no blackness before. It was classified in order to be able to, like, okay, you can be enslaved and you can't be enslaved. You were classified as black, so you can be enslaved. So when I say that, I mean exactly that. Like, it's two groups. Like, we can't. All right, I'm getting a little flustered. Let's backtrack this.
You said the political theater. Bro is literally the man behind all of the political theater. So I'm confused. I'm confused as to what we're talking about.
All right.
What's up, Jones? How you doing this morning, man?
Yeah, hold on. I'm still trying to give me a second because I'm waiting for Trap to explain to me where he's coming from.
Oh,
they never can.
The Sister Girl Act, the I'm not going to do anything for black people specifically. No.
What do you mean? Like, has it not been for Kamala Harris in Senate, right? The legislation that got passed that quite literally is forcing police officers to wear body cameras all across America now. It's because of her. So what happened to Sonia Massey the other day? Got caught on body camera, right? Because of legislation that she put forth. Like, what do you mean?
Bro, it's kind of hard to co-sign that when it's coming from the top cop.
Wait, answer a question. What media?
Oh, you mean the lady who created the Back on Track program so that black people didn't go to jail for simple possession charges, so that they went to job programs instead and got their credit fixed and got put in housing programs and got back, you know what I'm saying, into society instead of going to jail? You mean that person? That you mean the person that they said was more like a social worker?
Second-class citizen.
Nick, hold on, bro. I'll bring you back up in a minute, man, because I was in the middle of saying something. So the person who literally they deemed a social worker more than a prosecutor while she was in the prosecutor's office. Yeehaw! You mean that person?
Even Roland Martin publicly apologized.
There
for
was less black
misrepresenting
men
her
in
time as
jail.
prosecutor and DA.
Exactly. There was less black men in jail when she left the attorney general's office than when she got in. She literally fought. She literally fought to make sure they couldn't open any more privatized prisons in the state of California.
They don't need any more.
Okay, can you please tell me where you get your news media from? Like, where do you get your source information from? I'm genuinely curious.
Where do I get my news? I get it from everywhere. CNN, Fox.
You watch how much Fox do you watch or consume a day?
I only watch it when I'm at work. Any other time?
Okay, how long are you at work? 8 hours?
About 12 hours.
And I'm sure you're
So
not
you
watching
spend
the
12
news
hours
the whole
watching
time.
Fox News?
No, of course not. Who else is here?
How many hours do you think you spend consuming Fox News?
I'll say about half an hour out of the dribble.
Hey, Liv, you got hold on, Liv Free. You got hella echo, bro. I don't know if you need to swipe out of the app or what, but you got a really bad echo.
So you were. I'm sorry, I didn't hear how many hours you said because he.
Hey, hold on a second. Live Free. You okay? Yeah, come right back. 'Cause you got a really bad echo.
I didn't hear the hours because of the echo. Can you say how many hours you think again?
Oh, I said about a half an hour a day.
Okay. Do you ever watch either CNN or Fox News and go, oh, let me go verify the information they're sharing? Because I will say both of them are tilted. Actually, I see CNN is moving further right as well because who owns and operates them are funders of Trump's support campaign. But regardless, do you ever stop and go, hey, let me go look at the actual data points that they're bringing up and see if they're true or not? Or do you just say, oh, some dude on TV said this fact, so it's a fact now?
Well, 9 times out of 10, whatever either side is reporting is either miscontextualized or just unequivocally false.
Okay, so if you know that, why are you taking what they say at face value? Like everything you've brought up, Jones has literally combated with actual facts, with her program, her resume, the things she's done for minority and marginalized community. Like there's no evidence of the things that people are saying, even down to like she slept her way to the top. She literally dated a man who was legally separated, and then she went on to win elections that had nothing to do with that man.
Well, her sexual history is a non sequitur. I mean,
I understand that, but it's a public conversation right now.
Of course. I mean, and we can't. She did sleep her way. I'm not.
No, she.
Hold on, bro. Hold on, bro. So hold on. So these are elected positions. So who all did, like, did she sleep with the entire population of San Diego? San Francisco? San Diego?
Yeah.
San Francisco. Did she sleep? Okay. Did she sleep with the entire? So when she was elected attorney general, did she sleep with all of the state of California, or just
She
like?
won it twice.
Yeah, to win it twice. When she won in the Senate, twice, did she sleep with all of the state of California again? Did she sleep with the entirety of the United States when she became the vice president? Like, make it make sense, bro.
She had a law degree from an HBCU. She had a law degree. She went on and got past the bar a year after she graduated from law school. She went on to become a prosecutor. She went on to become a DA that did amazing programs for the minority community. She then went on to get elected as attorney general twice. She then went on to win a Democratic primary with huge margins and then win the U.S. Senate. Like, what are you talking about? People don't do that because they slept with one old dude in their life. That's not how life works.
I never said that.
But you did. You said she slept her way to the top. You said it.
Yo, listen, hold on. I just want to be clear on this. I want to be clear on this, right? If women, right, could sleep their way to the top, there wouldn't be a single one of you limp, mediocre motherfuckers in office or in position of power anywhere. Nowhere.
To pretend that we have leverage simply because we own a vagina is wild to me.
But
we
to
don't.
pretend that you don't have any leverage because you have a
here's
vagina
the thing.
is also
I can gain.
disingenuous.
No, it's not. I can gain access to spaces, and we've actually had a conversation about this in this very, very chat. I can gain access to spaces because of my appearance, okay? And I have. That does not mean that I am taken seriously or given anything. Once I enter those spaces, I have to work twice as fucking hard to earn the respect and earn the power that I want to attain. That's the reality. Simply sleeping with someone might garner you access to a space, but it damn sure doesn't garner you access to the power that most men are afforded by simply existing.
And so you're speaking to a black man. That don't really hold the same.
And you're
amount
right.
of weight.
And you're right. And I'm speaking of white men. White men specifically garner access to power with nothing more than existing.
Of course.
Right. But even
It's
as a
called white
white
supremacy, of
woman,
course.
when we're talking about intersectionality,
Hold
even
on.
as a white
Hold
woman,
on. Hold
I
on.
have
Hold
less
on.
power
Hold on.
than a white male counterpart.
Stop, Jess. Stop, Jess. Bro just said it's called white supremacy, and then quite literally was using white supremacy tactics to dehumanize Kamala Harris. Bro, are you fucking kidding me right now? Like, you got to be. Are you not embarrassed?
What white supremacist tactics did I use?
Saying that women sleep their way into offices and to the top, bro.
I didn't say women sleep their way to.
You said she did.
Yes, I did. I said she did.
That's white supremacy.
Discarding all of her accreditations, her accomplishments, her education, her intelligence, because she slept with one dude.
They were dating.
Literally a white supremacy talking point.
It's oftentimes. Have you ever dated anybody you worked with, Trap?
Yes, of course.
Oh, that's crazy? Why would you?
Proximity.
Go.
Bro, how you
Almost like
run
you just-
so hard and face first into a fucking point and not be knocked the fuck out? Like, are you okay? Did your head hurt?
We cannot.
Patriarchy, misogyny, misogynoir are all aspects of white supremacy. You quite literally did all of those things and then said, what did I do?
We can't act like she was not also put into an advantageous situation.
That's not a word.
An advantageous situation. Advantageous isn't a word.
Because she dated somebody.
Why would you date someone that couldn't help put you in a
Why
better
did you
position?
date someone in your field? Wait, why did you date someone in your field? You literally said proximity. If you are working in a field, namely law, it is pretty commonplace that you might end up being in a circle of other people in law and end up developing a relationship. You literally said yourself you've done it.
No, the word he used the first time was not a word.
Downtown Willie Brown.
What?
Have we seen a picture of downtown Willie Brown?
Bro, who cares?
What about him? What's wrong with him?
I'm talking. Have we seen a picture? Have you seen a picture of this man?
Who cares?
To my point. And have you the pictures of Kamala Harris? I'll say 30, 40 years ago.
Yeah, he looks good.
So yeah, and here let's and even worse so, and even worse than that, and even worse that exactly, even worse than that, it is oftentimes, you know what I'm saying, older men who prey on and manipulate younger women. This is a common practice, you know what I'm saying, across all demographics, where older men, you know, manipulate young women, especially those who are under their tutelage or under their purview. This happens often. These power dynamics and this this abuse of power happens often. So again,
Also,
using tools of white supremacy against your own people is crazy.
Also, men sometimes your own age are annoying as shit. Just saying.
Y'all are something else, man. Why y'all so worried about who folks sleep with all the time, man? That's weird energy, bro. Like, I've never cared with, you know what I'm saying, who people have vetted, you know what I'm saying, if it's not me.
I'm genuinely curious, what qualifications does Trump have that you're literally throwing Harris in a trash can for? He has no qualifications to be president. Even as a former president, he has no qualifications to be president.
Kamala couldn't even fix fucking San Francisco, let alone the U.S.
Jesus Christ, dude, stop talking.
Hey, hold on one second. Hey, Pablo, what's going on, buddy? How are you? I just sent you how are you doing, bro?
Bro.
Yeah, I don't care. Anywho.
Yeah, can you tell me what qualifications Trump has that is literally making this such a hard decision for you? I'm genuinely curious. Get unmute. You're muted. Okay.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know I was muted.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. What was your question? I'm sorry.
What qualifications exactly does Trump have that makes him more qualified than Harris that you're willing to throw her under the proverbial bus?
Do I? Well, he has no He's not any more qualified than her. She got a law degree.
Okay, then are you voting for her?
No,
Okay, who are you voting for?
I'm undecided. But I'm leaning. I said, like I started when I prefaced it, I'm leaning more towards the Republican side.
Okay, so you're leaning towards a man you just said is less qualified than her. Explain yourself. You acknowledge his lack of educational intellect and the ability to run this country, and yet you want to put him back into the reins of power. Make it make sense.
The policy. He says,
What policy? What policy?
Yeah, give me a policy. I'd love to hear about this policy.
Let's start by the mass migration.
He has no policy. He was in office for 4 years, ran on the border, got into office with a trifecta House and Senate, passed zero border policy, and then sat in his Oval Office in 2019, speaking to the American people and begging Congress to
simultaneously employing undocumented immigrants at Mar-a-Lago.
That part.
But
he has no policy.
They all employ.
Then why are our encounters? Hey, why are our encounters higher now? Or higher under 2019 than they are now? Why are daily encounters higher? We're higher under Trump in 2019 than they are right now. He had over 2,000 encounters per day. We're seeing 1,600 right now, based on Biden's new EO that he enacted.
So you telling me there are less migrants coming across the border now?
Right now, yes. We have seen a decline since Title 42
Also,
was reversed, and since the EO was enacted, we've seen a massive
Biden has sent
downtick.
more people out of the country than Trump ever did. And so did Obama.
Yep. Also, he wants to enact 15 million deportations. How do you deport 15 million American or people that you deem illegal? How does that process play out, Trap? Do you know what that looks like in real time?
Yeah, you ain't got a social security card or
Right. How do you find that out? Do you just start walking up to brown people and asking for their papers with ICE? Is that how you do it?
The American government knows who is a citizen and who
No,
is not.
they don't. How do you go in a community and identify who is illegal in your definition or undocumented and is documented? How do you do that?
That's a different question.
No, it's the same question I just asked. How do you do a deportation of 15 million citizens or people in this country based on their documentation? How do you figure that out?
Yeah, you just go start rounding up brown people?
Exactly. Because that sounds a lot like some Schmittler shit.
Sure does. Matter of fact, that was one of the first things he enacted as leader of Germany was mass deportation. And then guess who we went after? The Marxist. Guess who they also called Marxist in the United States? Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, James Baldwin, Angela Davis, Bayard Rustin, Fred Hampton, Huey P. Newton. Every single black person who has ever fought, you know what I'm saying, for any type of equity or equality within this nation, they labeled them a Marxist and a communist every single time.
Of course, that was a death sentence.
Hey, yo, you know what's funny to me? Hey, listen, I just need to say this really quick. Hold on. I know. I just want to say something really quickly. Hey, listen. I already made a video about the nail polish, but it just dawned on me this morning, and I have a video coming out later. Y'all are worried about me painting my nails, but you don't give a fuck about this clown painting his face is crazy. It's crazy. Bro wears makeup. JD Vance wears eyeliner. Stop playing with me. Go ahead.
Facts. No, so your point is exactly spot on, Jess and Mr. Jones. Unless you walk up to people and ask them for proof of their documentation of their legal status in this country, you're never going to know. And here's why.
Well,
and maybe this is anecdotal, maybe it's not, right?
coming across the border.
Hey, make Philly shut up. Somebody was talking.
Shut up. So, as a child, my family, my father is an immigrant, therefore his parents are as well, came to this country, and often in public we would speak Spanish. Do you know how often we got told to go back to our country and all of these things? My father's a citizen, came here, did his citizenship, all this stuff. My father changed his name because of the discrimination he faced because of his name. He was a legal citizen. I was born here. I speak Spanish. Speaking Spanish in public was told to go back to my country. Where the fuck, New Jersey? Like, what? There's no way you'd know that. That's absolutely asinine to think that you could just look at somebody and know that they're supposed to be here or not, what their immigration status is. Like, you guys are wild to say that shit.
That you can look at someone, that would be racist to say look at someone.
Okay, but
then how do you do it? How do you propose you do it then?
I said documentation. It's documentation.
So you're just gonna walk up to people and ask them for their documents. You know the last time they did that? During slavery, bro. Can I see your papers? They did that during slavery. They did that during slavery. Can I see your papers? They did that after slavery. Do you have a job? It was called black codes. Do you have a job? Do you work for somebody? Oh, then you're vagrant. This is a vagrancy law violation. You're going back to jail. And you know what jail meant? That they could lease you back out to slave owners, to plantation owners, to be a slave again.
And furthermore, I believe I came in this discussion when we were talking about Kamala's personal life yet again. Well, let me just point something out to you, gentlemen, that trap specifically, because I don't know what Philly's opinion is on this. Quid pro quo in this manner would not exist if it was not for men. Things like that wouldn't happen if it was not for men. Her personal life is her personal life, has nothing to do with her ability to perform the functions of her job, and she does it damn fucking good. Stop bringing that shit up. It's so weird that you guys are so obsessed with what people do with their genitals. It's actually fucking scary.
Kind of like how you guys.
Okay, Philly, we're not talking to you yet. Give us a second. Trap, real quick. The only policy you listed was border, and the only border policy he has.
Thank you, Sally, for the $10 cash app. I Venmo. I appreciate you.
Is mass deportation, which neither him nor you can literally state how is going to be accomplished. When we have people that are undocumented, meaning that we do not know their documentation status. You do not know someone's name and who they are and if they're in a system just by looking at them. So to deport 15 million people in this country would be a constitutional violation at some standard, okay? So you're voting for a man that proved already in his first term he can't do shit even when he has the trifecta Congress. And yet he's advocating for this policy that he has not defined how he's going to accomplish it and how you can't even visualize how it's going to be completed. And yet that's your terms for voting for him? Do you see why we're like frustrated with what you're saying right now? Does that make sense?
I mean, no, not really. Not to me, no.
What you're voting for him a policy that he has not outlined that would be a constitutional violation in any shape or form. He also has a policy on his platform where he wants to place the unhoused U.S. American citizens and have them arrested, get a ban for urban camping, call them violators, arrest them, and then relocate them to inexpensive parcels of government-owned property and erect tent cities, and then force them to take socialized health care or state-funded health care. Do you think that's an acceptable policy for someone to enact? Basically putting someone in internment camps for the simple act of being poor?
No, especially
that's on his platform. He wants to end birthright citizenship, something that the Supreme Court deemed constitutionally protected by the 14th Amendment in 1898. That is one of the first policy platforms on his webpage. Do you think that's acceptable?
What, anchor babies?
Yes, anchor babies. You don't think they should have a right to live here because their parents are working here or here for school and they happen to have children here? Our Constitution, the 14th Amendment says.
Kiara Bestie, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
I mean, that's to me personally, that's a gray area.
Why is it a gray area? The 14th Amendment says U.S. citizens are those that are born or naturalized here. The founding fathers were pretty clear in their definition of U.S. citizenry.
Yeah, but okay. Well,
but what?
Okay.
What's the
I'll
but?
give you my anecdotal evidence. Just a little anecdotal evidence.
Kiara in the chat for the $20
$20
cash app.
Foreigners come over here and then they have babies with these American citizens, and then somehow they end up. It makes the immigration process a little easier.
So what?
If they're working and living here and adding value to our economy, who gives a shit?
Do you know how family sponsorship works? Let's start there.
Right. That's literally how most people get here.
Do you think a 3-year-old can sign for family sponsorship for somebody's immigration status? No. No, they cannot.
Guys,
No,
it's
that's
not
why
that
you find
Kiara. It's
American
the other
citizens.
Kiara with a K. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to interrupt.
How did Melania get here, by the way?
On a genius visa, which is crazy. What makes her a genius?
I mean, isn't 2 of his 3 wives here because of like literal green cards or visas? Yet he's gonna shit on those people. I guess you gotta marry them. You gotta be you just gotta be a white guy and marry them. I mean, JD Vance is no different. His wife also got here on a visa.
Pretty much.
Right. So he wants to condemn those that did exactly what he did in law and literally strip that constitutional right away. You're okay with that?
Hypocritical.
But you're voting for it, dude.
Where does it stop?
Where does what
What do you mean,
stop?
where does it? What stop? What is
Where
wrong?
does
What
it
is?
stop?
How
At
is
what
that
point
adding? Wait, wait. How is people being born here devalue their citizenship?
It's not the people that are born here.
That's what we're
That's
talking
what
about.
birthright citizenship is.
You cannot ignore the birthright without addressing the parents.
Hold on. Why? Hold on. Why do you care who comes here and who doesn't? How does it affect you personally?
Personally?
Yeah.
Okay, I could tell you that personally.
Yeah, please.
I work in healthcare. And I'm noticing the strain that is having on our healthcare system.
Sure.
Like,
Then why don't? Yeah, I know it is, but I'm gonna move past that. I'm gonna move past the nonsense, right? So why don't we, you know, what I'm saying, create programs, right, that educate more individuals so that we have more people in healthcare, so that we have more nurses and technicians and doctors and specialists. Why don't we do that instead?
Those programs already exist.
They don't. Matter of fact, we have a shortage.
They do.
We have a shortage.
I know a nurse person from.
So if we get rid of the Department of
US
Education, hold on.
government has a
So
contract
what
with
you're
the-
not going to do is
I'm
talk
sorry.
over top of me, bro. So quite literally, Trump is trying to get rid of the Department of Education. Do you think that that's going to make our healthcare system and the people that are in it better or worse? Miranda, thank you for the $10 Cash App. I appreciate your support. Like this is crazy town. Anyways, so if we're talking about just the southern border alone, right? We stole Mexico from, we stole the land from Mexico, Texas, Arizona, Nevada, California, so on and so forth, right? We literally stole it from them because they asked us not to enslave people on their land. That would have been a violation of the land lease agreement that we made with them. And we started enslaving people in Texas anyway. And they were like, well, listen, we're just going to cancel our land lease. So we took soldiers down into Mexico and said, you're going to do what? And then we unalived a whole bunch of people and took their land. And then arbitrarily drew lines on a map, right? Separating indigenous peoples, right? Indigenous peoples from their land. And now we're telling those same indigenous peoples, hey, you can't come here. This is not your home, even though this was their land. Simultaneously funding Israel, saying, well, they have the right to go back to their indigenous lands. That's their lands. That's crazy. That's crazy town. Y'all are nuts for that. Anywho, make Philly great again. What's up? Have you had some water and said something kind about yourself?
Hey, Mr. Jones, how you doing?
I'm doing okay, man.
What'd you say?
I said, have you had some water and said something kind about yourself today?
Something kind about myself?
Yeah. Hey, guys,
Oh,
let's
I
tap
love
that
it.
screen. We've been sitting in the 390s for a long time. Let's get to that million real quick. I'm sure
love
we can get to a
everybody.
million by 12. Let's get it. No,
I
not by
love
12. I'm
everybody.
lying about that. But like 12:30, 1 o'clock. Come on, let's go. Otherwise, I'm going to jump off. Go ahead. I'm listening.
I love everybody. I think, I love the
Well, that's not
country.
true. I wish people would stop saying stuff like that.
No, I do.
You don't.
I have love for everybody.
You don't.
No hate here.
I can prove it right now.
Okay.
Is black on black crime a real thing?
Yes.
You don't love everybody. You're a racist.
Got him.
It took all
How's
of like
that?
this long.
Anyway,
Yeah, that's a new record, y'all. I just set a new record.
anyway, so what they were saying about immigration. I mean, I came in when you were talking about Kamala's personal business, and you know, for a while they were real hung up on Trump's personal business, and I was wondering, you know, the same thing, and then they build it into charges.
No, graping people is not somebody's personal business, friend. That's not the same. These things are not equal. Like one of these was consensual, the other one was non-consensual.
I was referring to Stormy Daniels.
Oh, I don't give a shit about him sleeping with Stormy Daniels. That's not what they're worried about.
not
Nobody
false
cares about them
claims.
sleeping with Stormy
No
Daniels. It's
false
about him.
claims from Eugene
It's
Carroll.
it's about him misappropriating funds. It's a campaign fund violation. That's why people are upset about it. They didn't care. Nobody cares that he slept with Stormy Daniels. Bravo, good on him. It's funny though that she talked about he had a mushroom cap in court. I thought that was fucking hilarious. But no, people do care about him graping folks like E. Jean Carroll, like Katie Johnson, and like the 26 other women, you know. So.
Yeah, the only one can be named, and nobody believes the claims.
What do you mean? Only one can be named? What are you talking about?
Well, I've been hearing these numbers: 18, 26.
Oh, I can show you all 26.
There's
I can
large
show you all
numbers.
26 and their reported assaults. You want to see them?
I've never seen them. Sure, I mean, I've seen a list of assaults associated with properties he owned that had nothing to do with.
Oh,
the
no,
man.
I can show you them. I'd be more than happy to. It's
Well,
crazy though. Here's the thing though. Even after I show them to you though, you're still going to say that you don't care. So I mean, I feel like this is a waste of time. But I'm going to show them to you
I
anyway.
just told you. I think the E. Jean Carroll claims are false.
Why is that? Do you know this? Do you know the
For a
Do you know the
woman,
facts of the
she didn't
case?
Remember the day.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. How many times have you been raped?
0.
Okay, gotcha. Right? So you don't know the trauma involved with being sexually assaulted. As somebody who is, you know what I'm saying, a survivor of SA, I don't remember the day. Does that mean it didn't happen to me? I can't even tell you the year. I can tell you a roundabout how old I was.
I heard the woman's claims. I don't believe them, and I'm a part of a large group of people.
Yeah, because there's a large group of unempathetic, you know what I'm saying, sycophants in this country, unfortunately.
He was actually found not liable. For
Well, that's
this.
not. Well, that's not true. Well, so
That's
let's
not true
let's
at
see
all.
let's see what actually happened. So here's the verdict form directly from the courts. Right? Did Mr. Trump grape E. Jean Carroll? They selected no. The reason was because she said she couldn't identify because she had her back to him because he forced her face first up against the wall, whether it was his fingers, right, or his actual peen. Did Mr. Trump sexually abuse Miss Carroll? Yes. So skip number 4 because it says if you answered yes to question number 4, you can. Question number 2, you can skip to number 4. Was Miss Carroll injured as a result of Mr. Trump's conduct? Yes. So he was actually found, was adjudicated for sexual assault, 100%. And then the judge went so far as to clarify, right? As judges often do. The judge said, you know what? You know, there seems to be some misinterpretation. So the judge went so far to clarify, yes, Trump was found to have graped E. Jean Carroll, in fact.
Right.
Yeah.
I just saw
right.
a comment that he was refused to give DNA evidence.
Sure did, for 2 years. For
He
2
actually
years.
offered
They
to give
requested
it
it for
and was
2
denied.
years, and he refused to do it. He waited until right before the jury was about to deliberate and then offered it, knowing that no new evidence could be submitted.
It was actually before the case
No,
started.
it was not.
that he offered.
It's not true.
It was before the trial started.
Was not true.
He
It's not
offered
true.
to give. He offered to
Not
give
true.
DNA. And it was
Not true.
rejected.
Not true.
Okay, it's a quick Google search.
Yeah, it's a quick Google search.
But also, how many? I mean, I'm just asking the.
So do you want to see the video with the 26 other women now?
Well, we're women because we're adults, but
All right, I'm asking the women on here. Have you ever confused a finger and another thing?
I mean, some people got small J's, so like, yeah.
Right, but can you confuse it with a finger?
Yes.
Yes, I could.
yeah, you can.
From the back and in this experience where my entire adrenaline is heightened and I'm terrified, absolutely.
1,000%.
I've actually been sexually assaulted as well. I never reported it. Sadly, in this day and age, and actually in history, I'm 42. It happened when I was both 13 and then again when I was 15, 2 different people. And those instances, you are traumatized and you blame yourself, you internalize self-loathing, self-hate, and it makes it harder for you to come forward because you are continuously questioning. And those that do come forward are literally interviewed in police stations and in court systems as if it was their fault. They are interrogated as victims.
And
so
I
the
just wanna,
process is heartbreaking.
I would also like to add that it doesn't matter if it's a finger, if it is genitals, or an inanimate object. You have no right at any point in time to forcibly insert anything into another person's body without their consent. It doesn't matter
Jessica
what it is.
Leeds. She gives her whole entire account to what happened to her. Kristen Anderson gives her whole entire account of what happened to her. Jill Harth gives her whole entire account of what happened to her.
What's the source?
Kathy Heller gives her whole entire account of what happened to her.
What's the
Temple
source?
Taggart McDowell, who was one of the participants in the pageants, gives her whole entire account of what happened to her. Karina Virginia gives her whole entire account to what happened to her. Bridget Sullivan gives her entire account of what happened to her. Tasha Dixon, another pageant, gives her entire account of what happened to her. That was Miss Arizona. Mindy McGillivray gives her entire account of what happened to her. Many of these are the same, too, about him grabbing them.
Source?
Huh? Rachel
What's the
Crooks.
source? Are you looking on a website? Like, what's the
Yeah.
source? ABC News. Okay.
Also reported by USA Today, also reported by The Independent, also reported by The Guardian, also reported by Time Magazine, also reported by PBS, also reported by Vice News, also reported by NPR, also reported by New York Magazine. And then I have his own words. Then I have his own words. Let's play that really quickly. Let's see what Trump had to say about what he does at the pageants. Let's just go ahead and play this real quick. Hold on. Let me get through the commercial real quick. 'Cause I know
Can we
there's gonna be a
just trigger
commercial.
warning real quick?
Yeah,
for
trigger
people?
warning. Yeah, trigger
Please.
warning, guys. Trigger warning for those of y'all in the chat. Let's see what.
With Howard Stern now making headlines. Trump talking about how he had free reign at his beauty pageants.
I'll go backstage before a show. Yes. And everyone's getting dressed and ready. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant and therefore I'm inspecting it. Is everyone okay? You know, they're standing there with no clue. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible looking women. And so I sort of get away with things like that.
Today, a former Miss Arizona, who calls herself a conservative, going public in an interview with KCBS, describing what she says happened backstage with Trump at a Miss USA pageant.
Our first introduction to him was when we were at the dress rehearsal and half naked, changing into our bikinis.
Tasha Dixon detailing her discomfort.
To have the owner come waltzing in when we're naked or half naked in a very physically vulnerable position, and then to have the pressure of the the people that work for him telling us to go fawn all over him, go walk up to him, talk to him, get his attention.
She describes feeling helpless.
Who do you complain to? He owns the pageant. So there's no one to complain to. Everyone there works for him.
This is Miss Teen USA. These contestants were 10, but between the ages of 10 and 19. 15 and 19. Excuse me. I don't know why I said 10. 15 and 19.
Okay.
With no clothes
Yeah,
on. With no clothes on. It's
despicable
crazy.
behavior. Yeah, despicable behavior. But that doesn't, and none of the, I just read through the whole article that you sent me.
No, there's no way you read every single woman's account of all of those women, you know what I'm saying, in those couple of seconds.
I did actually.
Can
None
we
of
just-
it.
Yo, y'all lie
Can we
so
just-
much it doesn't even make any
Can we
sense.
just have
Zero
pause for a
allegations
second?
of grape.
Philly, did you
What'd
have
you
this
say?
conversation already on Parker's Live with Amber and did the same thing?
Who's Amber?
E.G. and Carol's niece.
No, I did not. No, I did not.
Okay. Because several people have said that you were on Parker's Live and had this conversation with her family member where she told you about all the evidence and recounted all these things for you, and you still had an issue with what they had to say. And you're still over here being a grape apologist.
I think she's a liar.
Okay.
Based
well,
on what?
She's a liar.
Based
That's
on
my
what?
opinion. I think she's a
Based
liar.
on what?
Based on the fact that it happened in a public department store and nobody heard
Hold on.
it. Based on
You
the
think
fact
that
she
nobody's
can't
been graped in a public department store before? Hold on. You think that nobody's been graped in a public department store before? Is that what you believe? Hey, Law of the Wild. I saw that you came up, that you requested. What's going on, brother? How are you? If you had some water and said something kind about yourself today.
I just did to make sure that I was prepared when you invited me up.
So Marmar mods for Parker and says that he has. So I would respectfully like to remove
Yeah, go ahead.
this
Yeah,
great
no problem. Yeah,
apologist
go ahead.
from the counter.
Yeah, go ahead.
From the panel.
Yeah,
Bye,
you
sir.
got it. Yeah.
Fuck off.
Yeah, kick rocks, bro. Open toe sandals. So, Law of the Wild. What did you want to touch on?
Well, I mean, you kind of covered it. I was going with the SA allegations, and New York at the time was a bit unique because their statute required it to be a male organ entering a female organ in order for it to be classified as grape. In 36 other states, now 37, that New York has changed their law, they classify any unconsensual penetration as a criminal sexual conduct or criminal sexual assault. Most of them have gone away from using the word grape. But the thing that you pointed out that I wanted to point out is that Donald Trump had actually countersued E. Jean Carroll because she said in a news interview that Donald Trump graped her, and he went and he said, I wasn't found liable for grape. I was found liable for SA, therefore you defame me. And the judge dismissed that, saying that it is substantially true, that was his quote, that she was graped, because that's how we colloquially identify anything as unwanted penetration of another person.
Right. Exactly. Exactly that.
There's just no instance where you should be doing fucking somersaults to excuse this behavior, like reading statutes line by line and saying, well, it didn't meet this. No, like, you did some fucked up shit. Nobody should be apologizing for it. Like, why are we still having this conversation? Why are men and women still bringing this up? Like, it didn't fucking happen.
Yep. Who we got? Hey, listen, folks. Unless I no disrespect or anything, right? But unless I know you personally, and we've already agreed that I was going to let you up. If you're not a Trump supporter, I'd appreciate it if you don't send a request. Now, if you have my personal way to contact me and you want to come up, if there's something specific you want to talk about, feel free to send a request. But outside of that, please do not. If we have any Trump supporters in the chat that would like to have a conversation, please feel free to send in a guest request. Oh, Mozzie, please, you can unmute yourself now. What's going on? You have some water and said something kind about yourself?
Not really. I'm not even old enough to vote, but I kind of wanted to ask a question, if that's all right.
Yeah. You can ask it in the comments and at me, and I'll respond to you in the comments if it's not an inappropriate question, but we can't have you on the panel, friend. I'm sorry.
No hate, it's just TikTok's terms of service.
You can come back next time or next year or whenever you turn 18. My man told on himself immediately, though.
I mean, he was being honest.
No,
so.
I appreciate that. I do appreciate him. I appreciate him being honest. Frankie, thank you so much for the $3 Cash App. I appreciate you, friend. Let's see here. Kobe, are you a Trump supporter?
No, I just had a really quick question.
Come on, y'all. It's almost like I didn't say anything like 6 seconds ago.
If you guys have questions, you can at me. I promise I'm also modding and reading the comments. I will read it for you if it's important, but, like, respect the boundary.
man, I'm not even trying to be a jerk. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean this. I love you guys. I do. You know, and I will be hosting lives on Thursdays and Fridays where y'all can fill the panel up and y'all can talk about whatever you want. I promise you. But listen, if you are not a Trump supporter and I don't know you personally, please, please, please. And if you haven't messaged me and we had an agreement that you were coming up, please don't send a request. Please. Placebo effect. What's going on, man?
All right. What's 2 plus 29?
29. What?
No, 9 plus 2 is how much?
What's happening?
Bro's over here tutoring. I ain't mad at him, though. Where are my Trump supporters at? I mean, listen, there's over 2,000 people in here, so I know you guys are in here. And if you know, you don't want to talk to everybody on the panel, it's okay. I'll drop some folks down for you. I don't want you to feel like anybody is ganging up on you. I don't want you to feel that way. I want you to feel like you're free to speak. Come on, guys. Let's get over 600. I know we can make it to 1 million.
Did you read the open letter from the mayor of Mesa? Somebody was asking about an open letter. I
No.
didn't read it.
You want to send it to me? I'll look at it real quick. Kimberly, what's going on? All right. It's wild. Green 420, what's going on?
I'm so sorry. I'm just liking the live and I accidentally joined the request.
No problem.
Keep tapping, though.
Keep tapping. Yep, I appreciate you guys. Letty, thank you so much. I appreciate your support.
Guys, I'm not going to ask him every single question. Like, come on now.
What other questions do you have to ask?
I'm not a teleprompter. What the fuck?
Oh, man.
Did you see the Republican governor that endorsed Harris?
Wasn't it like the mayor of Mesa?
Yeah, that's the letter that they were talking about.
Oh, is that what they're talking about? The mayor? Okay.
Okay, gotcha. Now we're on the same page. Cool.
Republican mayor. Got it.
Stanzik, what's up? What is going on, y'all? Oh, boy. Oh, did I not hit the button?
I'm gonna start charging people for these questions. My pay.
Hey, listen. Oh, that's what I was about to say. Listen, if you want to ask me a question, send any amount of money to the Cash App or Venmo with your question in it. I promise you I'll answer it. All of my pay links are in the bio. Just put your question in there. I'll answer it for you. No problem.
There you go.
Be more than happy to. Be more than happy to. Where all my Trump supporters go? Do we got to hit a restart, y'all? It's 12.
I thought for sure Lucho would be here by now.
Yeah.
I've been on the panel
He's
for a little
Lucho's upset with you right now.
while. He got shut down.
Lucho's
Poor
upset
guy
with
got
you
shut
right
down
now.
yesterday.
They might still be hate watching Zeus. Maybe they'll be back after Zeus is over.
Okay, bro raised his hand. I sent him a invite so he can come up. Riot Rabbit, thank you so much for the $5. I appreciate you. Yeah! What's up, Kenneth? How are you doing today? Have you had some water? Said something kind about yourself? Hey, Kenneth, you're muted. Oh, let me read. I'm sorry. Let me read the caption. Sorry. Oh, mod. He said to have the mods go through the list and send requests. That's what he said. Kenneth, what's going on, buddy? Does Kenneth know he's here?
He commented that he was at work, so I think it was on accident.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Marmar, it's not Jones. Their account existed before that new change, and so they can't come up.
What's up, 80s?
Hey, how's it going?
Not too bad. What's going on with you?
No, I'm just listening to the conversation.
I hear that. Who you plan on voting for?
I'm Canadian.
Oh, you're Canadian. Gotcha.
As a Canadian, and living up here under this woke asshole. No, seriously, living under him, like you have.
Hey, bro, what's the difference? What's the opposite of woke? I'm just curious. What's the opposite of woke? I'd love to hear this. Tell me about it.
The opposite of woke? Well, let's put it this way. The woke.
No. I don't want you to put it like a specific way and like try to make it palatable or anything. I just want you to tell me in plain English. What's the opposite of woke? It shouldn't be hard. If you know what woke is, you can tell me what the opposite is.
There you go. Common sense.
No, common sense means the sense of the commoners. It means the sense of people who aren't well educated. And like once upon a time, it was common sense that the earth was flat. Once upon a time, it was common sense that black people weren't, full human beings, and so they could be enslaved. It was common sense that indigenous people were nothing but savages and not complete human beings, and that we could take their land and things of that nature. Like it was like common sense. Common sense means the sense of people that aren't very educated.
Common sense.
But that's what common sense means.
Common sense should be instilled in people from birth.
So you just come out knowing things? There, right? Nobody just comes out knowing things. Do you think Harris? How much do you think Harris will win by? I think probably 6%.
It depends on how you're raised, right? I mean, if you're raised right, you have values instilled you. Right?
I don't think so, because I think that a lot of people, Tammy, big W Tammy in the chat for the $54 Cash App. W Tammy, I appreciate you. She says, thank you so much for your knowledge. You're amazing, Tammy. So I mean, this idea, I'm going to ask you again, because nobody is born with knowledge. That's crazy, right? Outside of like basic survival skills, like they understand instinctually that they need to eat in order to live. That's why you have like hunger pains and things of that nature.
Plus I grew up in a different time too, right?
We can't be that much different in age, buddy.
How old are you?
I'm 48.
Yeah, so we're not that much different in age, at all.
Oh, that's a huge difference. I know you don't think. I know you don't think that it's a huge difference, but it actually is.
I was born in '81. I experienced the '80s. I experienced the '90s. I graduated in '99. I don't know how that's a huge difference from you being 6 years older than me.
I graduated in '98.
So you think that me at 10 years old in 1985?
Well, let's put it this way: my husband's 54, and he thinks your mindset is real dumb.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was born in 1969, and he thinks he shares the same values as me. Isn't that weird?
No, I'm not saying not the same values. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying there is a difference between a 10-year-old in 1985 and a 4-year-old or 5-year-old. There's a huge difference.
To what degree?
How far back can you remember your life?
Are you married? Are you married?
What?
I can remember as far back as 1984, 85.
I can remember when I was a baby. I'm not even joking.
Right? Like I remembered like 1979, 80, 81, 82,
What does that mean? Those years weren't, you know what I'm saying, vastly different in terms of like culture.
Yeah, they weren't.
Yeah.
The cost of
There's
goods,
very little
the life we
societal
led,
differences.
Yeah. almost non-existent. Now, if you want to compare somebody who's born in the 90s to like our demographic, I could see a shift. If you want to compare somebody born in the early 2000s,
Well, let's
like
put
my
it this way.
stepchildren, I can see a difference.
I could argue the fact that my wife's born in 1980. I'm born in 75, and there's a huge difference. So I don't know how you're even arguing that. I mean,
his anecdotal evidence is
I'm
his
saying that my
anecdotal
knowledge
evidence,
of the 80s
Jess, is quite literally more valuable than anybody else's anecdotal evidence.
I guess.
But like
And it
when we
depends.
study,
What the fuck does this have to do with anything?
I don't know. When we study
Oh, it has
sociology, though, when we study sociology, we know that there's very little difference in terms of social culture in the United States during that time period. But aside from that, I'm gonna move away from that. I'm gonna ask you again, what is the difference?
Were on the Trump.
What is the difference between
that-
what is the difference between woke? What's the opposite of woke?
Well, you tell me.
No, I don't know.
Well, neither do I.
Then why are you using the word?
I pointed out common sense, right?
We've determined that common sense, right, means people are uneducated. So you're saying you'd rather people not be educated, is what you're telling me.
No. You need
Common
to be
sense
educated.
means the sense of the
You don't need to
commoners.
educate- you don't
means
need to educate
uneducated.
to argue. Yeah, but do you understand that, like, literally everybody that is that way are literally arguing Jesus Christ off the cross with everything, and they're
What?
literally set in stone with how they think. Everything. It's
Who are you talking about?
I have no idea what he's talking
I'm talking
about. I'm so
about the
lost.
general public.
The general public is doing what again? Like, are you a Christian?
Yeah.
Okay, do you think everyone has to be a Christian?
No.
So what
Okay.
the hell are you talking about?
So hold on really
How do
quickly.
you not understand what I was
Yeah,
talking
I'm
about?
gonna ask you a question. Was Jesus
Okay, I'm so good.
was Jesus woke?
How the hell would I know?
I mean, by reading the Bible, by reading the Bible.
Do I read the Bible?
Yeah.
You're a Christian. You don't read the Bible? I've read the Bible front to
No, I'm
back.
a
Taught Sunday
Catholic.
school for 10 years.
Yeah.
Lived in a Southern Baptist Christian white dominant church for 13.
So what?
So you don't know what the Bible
do
says about
do you
Jesus?
think Jesus was woke?
Super woke,
Yes.
bro.
Super woke. Like the wokest.
Absolutely the wokest.
And how so?
King of
What-
wokeness.
Have you
How so?
He
have
said-
you
he
read?
said he
Have you
ensured that
read?
everyone had food, clothing. Like, what do you
Yeah,
mean about
like he didn't show up. He didn't show up, and they gave him like the loaf of bread. You know what I'm saying? And the 2 fish, and he was like, "Look, those of y'all motherfuckers who don't have a job, sorry, can't help you. Everybody who does have a job, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm about to multiply this loaf and these fish.
No.
Like he didn't do that.
I literally would.
Thank you, Law.
No, I literally would agree with you guys.
Yeah. Not only
agree
that,
with you.
Jesus never spoke out against the
big
queer
supporter
community.
of social
Jess, hold on a
programs.
second. Jess, hold on a second. Jesus never spoke about out against the queer
I'm
community.
agreeing with you guys.
Jesus never spoke out against the queer community. He never spoke out against
No, I never said he did.
trans individuals. He had no issue with that whatsoever. As a matter of fact, he talked about them. He said some are born that way, some
Oh,
are made
trust me,
that
I've
way.
seen-
He said some are born that way, some are made that
Yeah,
way,
yeah.
right? And he said we love them all the same. As a matter of fact, he was
I get
Jewish,
that.
right? And according to Jewish law, which he would have taught, right? There's 6, if not 8 genders. So this idea of woke, like coming from a Christian, I don't know, it just seems kind of crazy. Like it would seem like you would want woke, I would guess, or no.
No.
You're going to the wrong church, it sounds
I
like.
think you're part of the wrong. No, well, I'm Catholic.
Oh, you're definitely going to the wrong church.
I mean, the Pope is kind of woke now.
Okay.
I mean, he is kind of woke now, but your church is pretty demonstrably known for like child.
Yeah, let's not even go down that road.
Okay, yeah, let's go there.
Yeah.
Okay,
Let's
yeah,
not.
That's a good one.
Let's not.
And
I
by the
mean-
way, I could make the same argument about Boy Scouts of America. So
Probably.
let's drop the topic. I mean, literally.
Okay, let's go ahead.
you
So
could.
so
You
what's
could.
the
You
issue with
could.
woke? Sure, let's
Go
drop it.
through
So
that,
okay,
like-
so we've agreed that Christianity is supposed to be woke. So now tell me what your problem is.
No, I don't have a problem.
Well, you said that life is terrible living under this woke leader.
The way this guy is, well, we're talking about. I'm talking about how things have changed in this country. Now, if you listen, well, I tell you this, things have changed here. And I mean, like I said, I'm in Canada, right?
Can you say how, please? And how did our government change your culture in Canada? Just curious.
Who said it did? Who said it did? I'm talking about Canada. I'm talking about how things have changed up here.
Well, colloquially, woke was something that was adopted by the Conservative Party here in the United States.
Right?
Yeah, so the Conservative Party in the United States, stole this idea of woke from the black community of the 60s and 70s, and have somehow, turned it into a negative. The same way that they take everything and make it bad. Like they've made being black bad somehow in America.
It's not that way up here.
Yeah, it is. Racism exists
No,
in
it's
Canada.
not.
Racism exists in
Of
Canada.
course. Okay, it does, but not to the extent of you guys. I mean, I will literally, I'd go to my grave on that one.
Sure.
But
Anywho, but
the other point that I was trying to make is literally, and I'm not talking about woke here. I'm talking about a country, your country, my country. I don't know. I mean, you guys all grew up. You guys, you're 42, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're 42. So you've seen a lot of things. I've seen a lot of things. But I've never seen this shit that's going on in this country ever.
Yeah, it's because of people like him.
On such a horrible level. I mean, we're talking... You guys, I know I've heard you guys complain about
what
food
things
prices.
are you talking
The food
about? These
prices
things
here
like
are
what?
insane.
Hold on,
I'm just
bro.
talking
You've been
about
super vague this whole
I'm
time.
just talking about general economy.
What's wrong with the economy?
And here?
Our economy is thriving.
No,
Our
I'm talking about in
economy is
Canada.
thriving,
I'm asking.
sir.
I'm talking.
Our
Yeah, I'm talking about
economy is
Canada.
thriving.
I'm talking about Canada. What
Our
are you talking about?
economy is thriving.
Jess, I'm talking about Canada. What's wrong with
What's
Canada's
wrong with
economy?
Oh, dude, it's horrible. Dude, you couldn't buy a bungalow for under 900 grand. You can't. Literally, I know I've heard you guys complaining about groceries down there, but I mean, when I have like American buddies doing, differences in prices between Canada and the States, it is jacked up here. Not only that,
Your inflation rate is 2.7%. What kind of regulations do you have in place to protect against for consumers? Your inflation rate is incredibly good. So I'm curious what kind of consumer protections do you have in place for housing and for
That just dropped. That just dropped.
Well, even before it was 3.5, which is still not that high. So I'm asking again, what type of consumer protections do you have on the books for both the housing industry as well as corporate greed when it comes to your groceries and gas?
We have nothing.
Do you know?
No, I don't know.
You have nothing. Great. Do you know what predominant party argues against those types of policies?
Conservatives.
Correct. So again, why do you think
So
is
you're
the problem?
so what's the problem? The problem is we brought in 4 million immigrants.
Oh, there it is.
Problem is
There it is. There it is. There it is.
Yeah, 4 million.
There it is. The
immigrants.
xenophobia.
Guess what?
The
Canada has a
xenophobia. There it
housing
is.
shortage.
Like you
There
should
it
just started.
is.
You should just started with the
A housing
xenophobia.
shortage. No,
There's not a housing shortage.
Dude,
Jesus Christ.
Immigrants aren't buying your houses. Immigrants are not buying your houses, yo.
If there's
Yeah,
not a
really.
housing, if there's not a housing
There's
shortage,
a housing crisis.
if there
It's
is
not
a
because
housing
of
crisis
immigrants.
in Canada, if there's
Dude,
not a
I didn't
housing
say there
crisis,
wasn't one.
no,
Wait,
but if
don't misrepresent what I said. There is not a housing crisis due to immigrants. You have a housing crisis because you have no protections in the housing industry. You have a housing crisis because, like U.S., you're likely letting corporations buy up housing properties, single-family homes, and repurpose them for rental properties or upselling them, which is affecting the market price. You have a housing issue because you don't have enough inventory. That is a global issue, sir. So I don't miss me with this. It's the immigrants' fault. No, it's your government's fault.
Okay. So we need 3 million homes built by what, 2028? But
Canada
you're
needs to
right. I
build
mean,
more homes
that's
faster
just
to
a
meet the demand of their
3
growing
million
communities, is what
homes.
Canada's actual
That is
website
insane.
says. Canada's actual
Okay, well,
website
let's put it
says
this way. There's people renting garages here. There's people renting bunk
Because you
beds
don't have
here.
inventory.
So if you think
You don't have inventory. Do you know how the housing market functions? You are short on inventory. That is a problem in the U.S. And the other problem is the existing
so you're short
inventory
on
has
inventory.
been.
Wait a minute. So you're short on
Yes, and you're letting
inventory, and
corporations
that
buy
makes a
up
lot of
inventory
sense,
that
right?
exists.
So
Oh my God, you're not listening.
when
Are you listening to talk, or are you listening to hear what I have to
so when you
say and have a
bring when you bring
conversation?
3 million
He's just
people in, right? No, I'm not just talking. It's the
You
truth.
are. You're
and
not
you can't
listening to what
take
I'm
it.
saying.
It's
You're
not.
listening to what I'm
Hold on.
saying.
People in.
Okay.
Right.
Here's the issue. I'm just hold on for a second, y'all. Here's the issue. It's not the people that are coming into the country's fault that the country hasn't invested in infrastructure, that the country hasn't, put in regulations to prevent corporations from buying up all of the inventory of homes. It's not, the immigrant community's fault that any of these things are taking place. Like, they're just existing as human beings, right? Now, these people that are just existing as human beings actually help boost your economy. Having these people who are innovators in and of themselves, like here in the United States, they're the largest creators of new jobs and entrepreneurs in the United States are in fact immigrants. And so I would assume there's a good chance that they'll do the same thing in Canada. So with that being said, just build more houses. And if you don't like it, right? If you don't like that there's new people, just fucking move. Isn't that what y'all
Can I
saying?
add to this? I just looked it up, and funny enough, your Canadian government was warned 2 years ago, 2022, that the influx, not just for immigrants, but general population, was going to exceed the inventory of housing, and they were told they needed to start fast tracking building new homes. They didn't approve an influx of homes until next year. They just approved this year in their governmental bodies to uptick the housing that's built by 500,000. So this is a government problem. This isn't an immigrant problem. This is a problem in your government that got warnings, that saw the writing on the wall, that their inventory was not going to meet the needs of their people, their growing population by multiple metrics, and they fucked themselves. And you're blaming it on immigrants. This is called punching down.
Right.
You don't want to punch up. You don't ever want to punch. You don't want to ever address the actual root causes of shit. You literally want to find a marginalized group and blame them. It's shitty. It's shitty. It's what the entire right.
Yeah, bro couldn't even explain what woke is to us. He came in complaining about woke like right off the bat and didn't even know what the hell he was talking about. All right, guys, listen. Hold on one second. All right, if friendlies want to come up, I'm gonna let up. You know what I'm saying? The first people that send a request for these last couple of minutes. So hurry up, send your request now. Send it now. Send it right this second. Nah, I kicked him. I didn't want to talk to him anymore. I'm just gonna let up the people as they come into the box.
Hey, what's going on, brother?
What's up, bro?
Sitting up here drinking my coffee and my water. Jess
Didn't send me any biscuits and gravy, Dan Child. I thought we were friends. Rude.
I ate all of them.
All right, I'm gonna turn off this background. Hey guys, we only have $75. Oh shit, who's got Bone every time? We only got $75 left in the daily goal. There's like 1,700 people in here. I know 75 of y'all can send $1 to any of the pay links in the bio. Please help a brother out if you enjoyed the edutainment today. Thank you, Dan Trell. The edutainment, the entertainment and education. Please consider contributing to the platform. What's that?
The new video is a little spicy Jones.
Oh, have y'all seen the new video? Oh, thank you, Dan Trell. Have you guys seen the new video? It's pretty funny. I like it.
Not yet. I'll check it out. I just wanted to thank you for having me up. That last guy was Canadian. I'm Canadian. I live here right now. He has no fucking clue what he's talking about. And I see Sarah from Sask as well, because you're Canadian. The thing he failed to mention and doesn't seem to understand is that federal government is very different from the provincial governments, which is like our states here. The provincial government of Ontario, where I live right now, is conservative. So basically the Republicans. They are fucking everything up. They're trying to take the healthcare. They're trying to change it to have, private companies so their rich friends can go see better doctors.
Thank you, Samuel.
That's what's messing up the housing. That's what's messing up everything. It's the conservative governments of the
Thank you, R.
provinces,
Smith.
not the federal government. But I just wanted to put that in.
Oh, so it's the
Yes,
it's the local governments doing this shit.
Yes.
The
Oh,
provincials,
now that makes
that's
more
what I came up
sense.
to say too. It's not even the federal government.
Yep.
I want to go to I want to go to Saskatchewan just because I like the name of it. Denise, thank you so much for the $1. I appreciate your support. Just because I like the name, Saskatchewan.
States' rights.
I'll
It
show
does.
you around. We have a
wanna
really
thank you.
tall tower, and you can just see as far as you can just
Thank
see
you,
the
Sin.
whole province right from the tower.
Thank you, Sin, for the
Because
$5.
it's that flat.
I gotta go make some lunch, but thank you for letting me up. I'm gonna
Absolutely.
go back down. You were awesome. Love you guys.
Love you back.
keep listening, but yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Gene, even local elections matter in Canada, y'all.
Right.
That's what I've been saying. Even local matters there. I missed your whole morning because I was at a 3-hour coffee date. I feel very.
Shouldn't have
out of
went.
What
Oh, listen, it was fun. We had a blast.
Damn it.
I love you. Stop asking. Thank you for the $1.
Hey, so as a rule of thumb, and I'm saying this to Jess too, when I have people up, I ask them after I finish saying something, I ask them what I said. And if they can't tell me, I just drop them because I know they're not listening to anything I'm
Right.
saying anymore.
Bro, hey, listen, every time I ask somebody what woke means, they can never give me any type of sensible answer. Oh, I don't know. It's what's the opposite of woke? It's common sense. Dan, thank you so much for the $5. Big W to Natalie. Thank you for the $2.50. And thank you, Ronald, for the $39. Yay! Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you.
It means
You
woke
finish
means
it?
black.
Woke means black.
Well, did you get your goal
I
today?
did
so far?
get my goal. Absolutely.
Okay.
W, everybody. Thank you guys so much. You guys are amazing. Chris, thank you so much for the $5. I appreciate you. Yeah. I mean, woke was something that was coined. What? Can you do a plug?
Yes, I just want to say, if
Oh, of
anybody
course.
is challenged on the economy conversation, because that's like the talking point of the right, please go see my last video. It's just under 10 minutes. It's long, but it addresses every fucking talking point and gives you literal data. Give it some traction because long videos suck on this app.
They do. They really do. Brian, thank you so much for the $5 Cash App. I'm sorry. Who was about to speak? Dantrell? Dantrell, go ahead.
Oh no, I just said that I always ask them what you said, and also the opposite of woke is sleep, but at the same time they won't say it because, and then they'll say something. This is funny. They say woke is the evolving of society in words and stuff like that, but the word woke has evolved. And they're using it in an evolved way while being against evolving words.
Right.
This is hilarious to me. They prove that language.
Thank you, Kimmy.
evolves by using the word. So.
That's just how I know that they're racist when they say woke.
Dantrell, nobody ever accused them of being smart, though, honey. So,
Right.